They think that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who want to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter beat me.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. And it's a Friday night. And I want to get into some things, and really just chop it up tonight. It's more laid back. This me just kicking it tonight. Just chopping it up with whoever decide to want to fall through and, talk about anything that I got going on. But I was looking at the press conference, the little press conference over there at the Wells Fargo with Jaron Boots Ennis and Cody Crowley. And it was some funny kind of vibes on that thing. I mean, it definitely is sparked interest. Oh yeah, it gave off a different kind of energy because, man, we were seeing Bozy, man, buddy got Bozy kind of heated. Because, them boys, see, a lot of people see a lot of the things we've been seeing lately. A lot of the things we've been seeing lately here, as far as, in the line of promotion, it ain't really promotion. All it really is are little mini instances where something can go left real quick. Right? What we've been seeing in as far as promotion, and what I have been saying for the longest time, when especially when a certain, the video when I said the top 5 toxic fan base, first episode of the year, I believe, this year, who was number 1 as the top 5 toxic fan bases, and the kind of promotions that became popular, that's the kind of promotion that a lot of people have been doing. We seen it when Evan Toller, Regis coach, he had jumped out there and was getting spicy, and Devin and them was like, hey, and then, some people like myself kind of liked the energy from Evan because Regis was just on some laid back stuff. But I guess that's one of them things to where I'm like, well, that's one of them instances where you fighting fire with fire. So if one side is all spicy, then the other side is going to tend to be that way. But, I had been saying, where does promotion and then overstepping boundaries, like where do they end? Like when did the promotion actually stop? That's what I always kept saying with a certain fan base. And it wasn't popular. Like now everybody's talking about it. That's the topic now. Everybody, hindsight is 2020 looking asses. Hindsight is 2020 looking asses when it comes to this toxic fan base. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I was saying, where do promotion end? And you overstepping boundaries, and see when you see somebody like Bozy get heated, and he had to keep telling the guy, he was like, oh yeah, I was serious. Because Cody Crowley's coach was up there, I don't know what he was doing. He was doing his form of promotion, but I'm like, boy, you don't know where you at. You know, I heard Boots say something, man. Boots was like, man, you got to get out of here. And then somebody said, is that a threat? I'm like, oh, see, I said, see, this is why all the cameras and all that, because at some point in time, man, when people get to acting like that, like people that are respectful and just want to, you know, yeah, you could build a fight, you could say things, and you could do this and this and that. But like when you become offensive and you in a hostile territory, because I already know, like as a Philly fan, I already know, like you go over there, you go see to an Eagles game. If you have a foreign jersey on, you will get tortured. When you talk about a hostile environment, like, so you gotta kind of know where you at. You know who you talking to, know your surroundings. And then I was getting a big vibe of, you know, it's still a touch of mental health. And I'm like, you know, drumming that up and then keep bringing up these things. And it's like, yeah, I mean, man, I don't even know if this guy's ready to box, man. I don't even know if this guy is ready to box. I think he getting ready to get the Philly special. You know, and I'm not going to regurgitate what the man is going through, because if you've seen the press conference, you already know what Cody Crowley was talking about had happened and how he stepped away and how he won Boots. But the energy was off, and then he said something like, we could not have a fight on, you know, whatever the date, July, whatever the date is. We could not have a fight on that date. And I was just sitting there like, what, like, and I think that energy, because then Bozy leaned over and was like, look, man, we appreciate you. Like, we, you know, Bozy, he's a sharp, fast thinker. He's processing in real time. He came out and say, look, man, we appreciate you taking the fight. But Cody was basically saying, like, I didn't, and long story short, Cody Crowley was saying, man, I didn't have to take this fight. And much like the Liam Paros of the world. Yeah, the Liam Paros of the world, with that other IBF guy, that Sub-Zero No Mas Tears, just like that, Liam Paro was one of the only guys to step up and say, hey, yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry. The only other individual I knew that was going to step up the plate and fight Boots was Stan Giannis. That's the only guy that I know was raising his hand saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. I mean, he had been inactive. He had tangled with Virgil. You know, they never actually were able to, you know, get on the altar, you know what I'm saying, and make it happen. But that was the only one. A lot of people avoided Boots. There was a lot of people that were jumping out or moving out the way, or heard he got some offers, but like all of these offers are consistent with like the 40 pounders moving up, which eventually, yeah, once 40 really rock out and really, you know, develop into what it's truly going to be, as these certain fighters start rising and separating themselves. You know, we already got Subriel Matias. He's already, you know, he's doing his thing. You got Gary Russell, you know, Ryan saying he's moving up. Devin still has his belt. You got T.O. You got, the division is stacked. You know, I call it the row. However, in the grand scheme of things, when I'm always talking about punching down, I'm looking forward to Boots doing this thing with the solidified 47s, like the one that's already been locked in at 47, you know, fighting there, not these ones coming up, or those guys at 54. That's the standard I have for Boots. So it's a little bit higher, because it's like, man, we pretty much see what you're gonna do to these guys. The only other thing I see is that I think that Karan Chukajan fight, I think that's still a little slightly sore spot. It's a sore spot, because when it's brought up, it's almost like, you know, it's almost like a nagging point. They look like they get a little irritated when you bring it up, but it's just the feeling that people got. Like, when you that good and somebody lasts that long and on that big stage, the critics are going to bring that up. But Boots, he was very mature when he talked about it, and he said, basically, I was looking for the knockout. Long story short, I was looking for the knockout. And I think that kind of personality, just being straightforward, that along with what people are seeing inside the ring, and then taking on that Errol Spence approach, even though I think Errol can be a little too honest, but being straightforward, honest like that is going to go a long way for Boots. You know, and in all honesty, it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? When people could just be real. Like, yeah, I was looking for the knockout. But you get into it with some of the fans, like some of the Boots fans. It's just like, man, we about to go to war because of a criticism of a performance. When Boots come out and say, look, man, I was looking for the knockout, man. Next time I'm just gonna I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna let the knockout come. Honest. Just honest, straightforward assessment. It was like, oh, nah, you know, it wasn't all this. Oh, he was running in this, because when I pull up those numbers on that fight, when I pull up the numbers, the punches land, when I look at the numbers or whatever, because a lot of people gonna go back and look at the fight. We seen that fight. We also seen what he did to Villa right after that. The only thing I kept hearing in this press conference when somebody was talking was the fact that Cody Crowley was Floyd's sparring partner. I'm like, man, people pick and choose when they want to either big up Floyd or take up on Floyd. You know, it's just like, okay, like, let these people start allowing these people to live on their own merit a little bit. Why you gotta be tied into being Floyd's sparring partner? Now people gonna go in there looking for a guy that, you know, went, well, I don't know how many rounds Cody Crowley said he went. Oh, he said minutes. I think he said after 36 minutes, 38 minutes, 36 minutes, something like that. He said, I was still standing. Like, okay, so you lasted. You know, we not sure what Floyd was working on. We don't know. There's no context to that. But once you start putting that kind of energy into people saying, oh, you know, basically aligning this man as Floyd's sparring partner, and he's going in there with Boots. And man, that's why I be having to give, like, me and Eddie, it's almost like a love-hate, because sometimes I see some of the things and I can go over those things, but this is one of the videos where I'm actually going to give Eddie his kudos. Because I had been saying, I said, man, once Boots fight at home, he start packing out that arena and he create that kind of atmosphere, like almost like how Errol had when he was down there, like what Errol still has down there in Dallas. He got that. You know, he organically, you know, we see Gilly out there and all of them, you know, are out there. Once he saturates his environment with that, first of all, whenever you go over there, it's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be a hostile environment. Like, you can't just go over there and just be, you know, wandering around and I was like, man, Cody, they making a mistake with how they carrying it, man. Both, they are like, they don't play that. And you got to know the people around, they will crash out. Like, they will crash out. So I'm like, man, it's interesting to see how this thing is going to develop. But what I really see is Boots giving Cody Crowley that Philly special. You know, and I'm not sure if Cody Crowley is going to be stable enough. Everybody say what he can do and this and this and that. But I remember the last time Boots had some Canadian. I remember the last time he had some Canadian. Oh, Custio Clayton. What's up with these Custio Clayton, these CCs? Custio Clayton and Cody Crowley. What's up with these CCs from Canada, man? I don't know, man. Last time he had a couple CCs from Canada, man. I think he hit him on the right side of the head and Custio act like he hit it on the left. I don't know. I hadn't seen that highlight in a while, but, you know, it was not what I expected, because Custio and they was talking some big stuff. Now, the way Cody Crowley actually talked, it's a little different. It's weird. Like, when I hear Cody Crowley talk, I ain't gonna lie, man, I get a different kind of energy from Cody Crowley, man. I'm like, man, dude, like, I don't know. Maybe it's part of the mind games, and maybe it is. Maybe it is, because he started talking on that email. You got emailed the belt, and I'm about to stamp it. And yeah, it's true, he got emailed the belt. But you know that when you actually point to the fact that somebody got emailed the belt, the implications and the insinuations of that is like, you ain't really deserve it. It's like, well, what else? You know, I don't know. Some people find themselves. Jamal Charlo found himself in that situation. What happened? People started avoiding him and do all that. He was just a little older and couldn't avoid it, had some personal problems, and look at him now. And I was saying in 2022, I said, did they age him out? And we see the age. So there was a little bit of that going on with Boots. Crowley took some time off. He's been off. Boots been chomping at the bit. This is his coming out party with the zone, and he's at home. And Cody was like, "Oh man, I can handle this environment." Listen, and the coach started saying, "We would have had 15,000." They looked and they spanned around. There wasn't that many people in there. Gilly and them was there. There was a couple people there, a couple coaches, this and that. But the coach, I think he's taking the Evan Tobler, Devin Haney, spicy talk approach. And I'm like, man, I'm not sure. Unless it's part of the whole mind games, like to get him all worked up to where he just really want to go in there and look for the knockout. But he's kind of giving our strategy. And I'm like, hey, he's forthright. He's saying a lot of things. He's saying he's a thinking fighter. And you can't let him think. So you're thinking that he's giving off that vibe like it's going to be a whole lot of activity. This and that, and I'm like, yeah, sometimes high work rate can present challenges, but if you are not disciplined and sound in what you're doing, it's a lot of openings, man. It's a lot of openings, and I would much rather think that somebody that's more defensively minded or defensively responsible would stand a much better chance with Boots. But unless he's playing, mind games, playing a little bit of chess. I'm not sure if the camp is getting the ball from Cody Crowley side. I'm not sure if they're kicking the ball rolling, man. I don't know if they're kicking the ball like the right way. But in this new age and time, when I was talking about the bread and circuses, in this day and time, that's what everybody wants. But I'm like, man, certain environments you can't act like that. Certain environments you go into, you're gonna have to act like you got some sense. Certain environments, man, like people, that's why I was saying a long time ago, certain people around in certain environments, they hold words differently. Like they don't understand that you were just promoting. There's people out here ready to crash out like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. Let me see. Well, let me put the banner out, and we can talk about that. We can talk about that, but I just want to talk about a little bit of these things before I really come out and really just start really chopping it up with whoever out here. Not sure how long this live gonna be, but I just want to come out and just talk. You know what I'm saying? Just chill, just kick it, see who out there. See if some of my people out and about got something to say, got something to chime in about this. But and then looking at people are still pursuing and wanting this whole Errol Spence and Ryan Garcia. I'm still not sure because the book is not closed on Ryan Garcia. We still don't have the results. I still think that I'm not sure if Errol wants kind of screw. I understand the bag. Who am I to say don't get a bag? A lot of people saying do it for the bag. I'm like, man, Devin did it for the bag. You know what I'm saying? And whether they smudged that loss off or not, was that money worth it? Like, was it like really? So I don't know, man. Errol can get to a bag. That's secure. I think that the way he comes back and how he comes back is important, but and I used to stand with Errol when he said he would never fight Keith Thurman because I was like, okay, he's standing on principle, and he actually really stood on it. But I'm like, man, why are we not talking about Errol and Keith Thurman? Why aren't we talking about Errol and Keith Thurman? That's really the fight. Tim Tszyu and Fundor, they got there. I know Errol want to get up there and get that belt, but man, it's like, listen, you talking about a bag, you talking about a fight that can happen, you talk about, it's close to being even, Steven, 50-50, because people don't know. Keith just went through an injury in camp going into where he was fine, and and boom, right before, so he just went through that. Errol, he's coming off the loss, another, year layoff. It's just moving up. Why don't them guys just get together at 54 and fight? Like, what's the mystery behind why Errol Spence and Keith Thurman can't fight no more? I understand the whole principle and bygone be bygones, but man, one of Earl's favorite terms is tables turn. Tables have turned all different kinds of ways. And at this stage and with the age and the history, man, that fight would do very well. That fight would do very well. I mean, unless somebody go in there and just get skull drug, I don't really, whatever outcome happens with that fight, shoot, this might be the late age trilogy. It might be so good because, you just never know. But I'm not sure. Like, instead of this circus, and instead of letting this instead of bookending Devin and Ryan and that saga, that whatever you want to call that was, whatever that was, let that bookend. Let Ryan finish that business. Let Errol stay on track to get back. Why can Keith Thurman and Errol Spence not fight? I don't understand it. Like, for me, that's logical. Okay, y'all both moving up. We haven't seen Keith at 54. We haven't seen Errol at 54. They both been inactive. They got a big history. That fight will sell. They'll talk so much smack. Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman gonna sell that fight. I don't know why people there. I think that's what need to be echoed. But then again, I'm just a fan. Remember, I'm just a fan, and this is the Pulse of Boxing. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan. I've been to Iraq, but I've never laced up some boxing gloves and attempted to be a professional. I apologize. Anyways, why are we not talking about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman? It's only logical. It's like it's right there in everybody's faces. It's like it's organic. It's just add water. Just add water. What's the problem? Because I'm not sure what the state of 54 is right now. I'm not sure. I know Bud getting ready to go up and get Madrimov, and we gonna see what's happening. We know Bud is who he say he is. Madrimov is punching. Sparring partner with Bivol and prep for Canelo. From my understanding, his amateur pedigree is what the real deal was. He's not a spring chicken. We know Bud wants another. He wants to, he's out for legacy, so he's getting the accolades and collecting the belts, and so he's on that journey, and everybody wants to see him, do what he do. Me personally, I still had my heart set on Mel and Bud fighting because I still look at Mel like the guy at 54. I don't know what's going on with mental health and all that, but I just can't rule him out, especially with what happened with his brother. It's like, dang, he just lost his title. He just made a mistake. He might have bookended his career. I'm not sure. But I want Tim Tszyu and Fundora to finish their business. I want to see somebody fight Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin is the other one. Why can't we see a Lubin and Thurman? Well, I don't know if we'll get that. A Lubin and Thurman, I'm not sure if we'll get that. But, shoot, why not? Why not? Why not? Lubin and earned his right to fight Jermell again. Like, he didn't work his way up. Lubin didn't work his way back up in the mix. So I would have loved to see Errol Spence and Lubin right now. Like, right now. Like, yep, you don't do tune-ups, Errol? Okay. Erickson Lubin. Let's get it. If not Keith Thurman, Erickson Lubin. But then again, that to me that would make too much goddamn sense. Let me see. What was the other thing I wanted to address before I actually really start looking at anything else? Bob Arum. Did Bob Arum change? Or didn't he? Did he or didn't he? Because I read an article where Bob Arum was basically saying that if Bud would ever come back and it was a fight that was attractive for Bud, then he can go back over there and he can do this and that, and it'll be no problem. Now, we know some of the things that Bob said about the house. He lost the this and this. I'm thinking now that the promotion is there, Bud is just add water or just add opponent. Bud is at the just add opponent level. He's saying he would leave the doors open for them to continue to do business. That's what Bob said. I also recall months ago when Bob also said, listen, the thing going on over there with PBC and, Amazon Prime, he said, we already know how it worked because that's how it worked with anyway. Prime has a relationship. They do it. They did that. If you saw the fight with Noy in a way, that was actually confirmed here again that Prime, like, it's already built in. So he said, look, he was like, they asked him what would be your advice for, PBC and with Prime. He said, listen, man, he said it definitely could work. He said just as long as every fight the fans don't have to pay for it. And I was like, wow, that wasn't breaking news back then. That wasn't breaking news, right? But I'm gonna break some news. Some people take pride in like promotional gangbanging. Yeah, like they don't really want it to be that easy and that smooth. And I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm going with this. A lot of people out here that's talking about boxing, they don't want it to be smooth like that. They don't want it to where we can get all of it. Why? Because that's a lack of content. Like a lot of people's content is like promotional gangbanging. Promotional gang, it's the craziest thing in the world, but trust me, this is YouTube. Like it's promotional gangbanging, which I understand if those people are cutting you checks. I totally understand. If those people are cutting you a check, I totally understand. Let me say that one more time. If you are in some shape, form, or fashion getting cut a check from these guys and you happen to make content, I have no problem. But some of these guys like the fact that it's always going to be Eddie against Al. Al was like Kaiser Soze. It's like, I don't even know how it is anybody against Al because Al, what you get, like other than what people want to give you. It's nothing to get. So it's always Al against this or Al against that. And, and I did a video about Teddy Atlas. He said, all I want for Christmas is for Al to blah, blah, blah. Like, because he was saying the way people was getting paid and this and that over there. It's a couple years ago. I don't know if it changed, but Bob Arum had made it clear that the Amazon thing could work. Which I was saying, Eureka. I came home and did a video about that. I said, man, did anybody hear about what Bob said and how Amazon Prime could work? Which means the gateway between somebody from Top Rank being able to fight somebody from PBC, easy peasy, no problem, because of how it's built, as long as they all not pay-per-view. Did anybody hear Bob say that? And nobody act like they heard it. I was like, dang, I'm hold on. Am I just that much of a hardcore? Am I reading into things too much? Like, I don't know how I could be reading into things too much where Bob came out and basically said a long time, months and months ago. This was a minute ago he said that. Was that even this year? Yeah, I think it was months ago. It's in the videos. I've been keeping track. Nobody reported on that. And I didn't know what it really was, but I'm starting to connect some dots. Because I heard a young man say or put out something and everybody was running with it. And this is one of my guys. But everybody was running with this. He said, if I go over there and I do this, am I going to get the fight or are they just trying to keep me from getting some belts? I said, aye. Now, I'm going to fill you in with some filler. I also hear about a week, when was it? A couple days ago, a week, time and all this information just be flowing. I also heard what Bob Arum basically said, listen, Shakur got his last fight. After that, he's willing to go and work however, and if he decides to come back and do business, he'll always be, he the same thing he said about Bud. So here you have him saying Amazon Prime could work months ago. He could see how it works as long as everything not pay-per-view. Months ago. I have an article I was actually going to do and read where he's saying if Bud ever wanted to come back and do business as an attractive fight because of, how things are, we always have the doors open. And then he come out and say that if Shakur Stevenson, he's gonna do this last fight, and he can go and do this, or he can stay and or we'll do business with him. He was all avenues. So I'm like, man, has Bob changed, or was Bob really like this? And people like to kind of use Bob sometimes, because people, I've seen it happen, good and bad, hot and cold, where people will use Bob when they want to, show when he's lying or saying something derogatory, but then they'll use him when they want to back it up. It's just like, hey, listen, from what I've heard Bob say, and the older he's been getting, the more straightforward he's been. He ain't been pulling no cut cards. You get a mic, man. Bob will get frustrated. You keep that mic in his face. You ask him something that's really, really dumb. You'll see him. He'll turn red and start. He be getting ready. Like, fuck you mean? Like that gangster start coming out of Bob. But the older you get, the more straightforward he is. And I say all that to say that I think a lot of people are really getting ready to be, I don't want to say exposed, but let's just say if it was musical chairs, they're going to be up, standing around. Everybody else is going to have a seat, and the music going to stop. And everybody going to start looking around. Because there's a lot of things happening. It's a lot of suggestions happening. Because I don't hear any kind of barriers or anything when everybody talking about Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence. Like, not one people mention anything about a side of the street or nothing. It's just let them fight. Nobody. But see, if that were to happen, then that's we gotta let that fold. We gotta let Ryan do what he's doing. Gotta let Errol do what he's doing. We gotta let Shakur finish that fight. Let Tank and Frank do their dance. And then we, as fans, we really gotta start looking at each other like, hey man, whose fight is bullshitting? Mine or yours? Like, who's all, because and start talking with some sense, because I told y'all about gaslighting a long time ago, and the fact that people love like gaslighting. They'll say and do things to make you be like, hold on, am I going crazy? I didn't say that. Hold on. That wasn't you just now. You didn't say that just last week. You didn't. They would do that. But I'm thinking, man, the way things are happening right now, it can happen. Like, I'm like, we at a point in time right now where, because people be talking and saying this and doing that, like all of these barriers and all this stuff that everybody used to say, and all these sides of the streets and how this gonna happen, and belts and all of that's getting ready to be exposed. It's getting ready to be burst wide open. I'm up in the comment section now, y'all. We start all the way at the top. My bad, y'all. I'm just getting in. But yeah, man, I just want to get through that so we have an open floor, man. However y'all want it, whatever y'all want to talk about, I got you. Arnaldo Nieves, channel member. Saludos, bodywork in chat. Salute. Bubs Boxing. Salute, Bubs. Knucklehead. Salute. Knucklehead. Cookie in the building. Crowley is an interesting guy, but Boots seems ready to put on a show. Ennis can't take Crowley lightly, but I think Ennis is saying he's comfortable to play mind games. I think he will put on a master class. Yes. Yeah, I think it was, it was some mind games. It's just, but it's I'm like, man, if you thinking the stuff that you went through and all that other stuff, man, I think Boots is the type to where it's like, you can play that game, but if I'm not gonna have no sympathy on you. Especially at home, man. It's different when you go in somebody's backyard, man. It's different when somebody comfortable when you go in somebody's backyard, man. When you're in somebody's territory, it's just different, man. I respect what Crowley said about depression and mental health. That's real, but the downfall with reality is being out for a year is hard to come back and be 100. Yeah, and the fact that he's voluntarily talking about those things. Like he's coming out and voluntarily speaking those things out. He's the first one to bring those things up. People, that's not people coming. That's not something you really, you go up to people and ask. That's not something you do. Champion Sports Boxing. Salute body work and chat. Salute Champion Sports Boxing. Salute. Puerto Rican Power. Salute Puerto Rican Powers. Salute Familiar. It's sad that they're going to age Matias out. Just imagine Subriel being the unified champ at 140, beating T.O., Haney, and Cruz. Woo! That's a superstar right there. And he could, but they don't want to fight. Yeah, I'm trying not to. That's why, I kind of died down from putting out a lot of things, man, on the Subriel thing because, the way they doing him and everything around it, even the fact that, he's sharing a fight date, she's sharing a fight date with Tank now. I'm like, it's interesting, man. It's interesting how everything is unfolding, man. That's tough right there. That is tough. Like to see Errol Spence versus Urdu or Ortiz. It'll be intriguing. I'll take that too. Anything but a sideshow, Charlie. Anything but a sideshow, man. And I want Ryan to have closure before we even get into that. Get closure on Ryan, so we can get closure on who Devin is, and then we can talk. Then I'll be able to talk about 140 the way I need to. Because right now, I don't even know what's going on with Devin. But I like that fight. That's a good one, Garcia. Roberto Duran Jr. is fighting tonight, bare knuckle, BYB triangle shaped ring. Oh, wow. He bare knuckling it. I like Virgil Ortiz, which is a solid fight. I like Virgil too. I just want him to be healthy, man. He's vicious. Y'all see him? He in the intro did the piranha. Salute Smoke. What's going on, Smoke? Salute. Bloodshot. Salute body work. Salute Bloodshot. Salute. Good to see you in the building, man. I'm just having some, I'm just chopping it up tonight, man. I just want to, I want to get around to talking about Boots a little bit. I'm still an Errol fan, but I also recognize the talent in Boots. And I was navigating. It's just, you don't, just like everybody else, when fighters aren't fighting, there's nothing really for me to promote because I try not to get into the other stuff. I try not to. I'll just make sense out of what I see out of it, try to decipher out of it. But just talking a little bit of Boots and the 47. And I want to know, what about this? Nobody liked the Thurman and Spence? Nobody liked that fight? Hit that like button, y'all. Tell them, Puerto Rican Power. It's sad to see how certain fighters get preferential treatment and others have to jump hoops with no reward. Promoters becoming like the syndicate. Yeah. But the way things are shaping up. Think about the conversation, how everybody talking about Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence. In any other time, you'll be hearing, oh man, PBC don't work with Golden Boy. You don't. But because of the sensationalism of the circus, all those boundaries that people like to stand behind when they say somebody's ducking or it's just lying and all that, all those things disappeared. But we're seeing in real time how with with the Saudis coming over and making and being able to point a finger and say, hey, this and that and this and this and that. Now everybody is almost like, oh yeah, we can do that. Next thing you know, fight date, fight date, fight date, fight date. Where are the boundaries now? Were there ever like really real boundaries, or were they just fighters picking and choosing when they want to, you know what I'm saying, be behind a promotional company, or when they want to, I'm with this, like, was it really that? Or some fighters just really just loyal, and rightfully so loyal. Devin is fighting Sandor Martin, I think. I think I want to wait for the results and get Devin's reaction after that, because I think, you know, he might be sulking a little bit, and then the people around him advising him, man, until they change, man, it ain't gonna be no different result. He can get in there with any other B or C level fighter, and the same thing gonna happen. I heard T.O. is also fighting June 15th. It's rough, champ. It's rough, champ. Hey, Bodywork. What's up with nobody showing up at the press conference? This fight should have been in Ontario, Canada. We would have showed up and showed out. You know, that's what that promoter said. I'm not sure. I know one thing for all the promotional gangbanging. I know if there was a PBC event and they spent around like that and there was nobody in the crowd, they would be roasting PBC. Ain't nobody really gonna say nothing, because that was a matchroom event. I guess nobody don't really want to kick up no dirt. I just try to point out, because I don't promotional gangbang. That's kind of stuff I don't even care. But you know, your man was saying it's only 8 hours. That's how long it take you to get down there, Johnny? 8 hours. T.O. was fighting the 29th. Okay. Good correction, good catch, Puerto Rican power. I still can't believe what Cody going through. Wow, poor guy. That's rough and tough. Yeah, I mean it is tough, but I'm like, you know, are we, like, as fans, Johnny, are we supposed to go in there like we gotta go in there understanding what he went through? But like taking a fight like this against Boots in his backyard, you know how Boots and them coming, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's different than another family who's you know, that it's just a different situation. The nature in which that came about it makes it different. So I don't really think Boots and them. I don't really think Boots gonna show any mercy. Like, I have compassion for the dude. That's why I'm almost like, man, should you even be doing? Like, should you? You sure you really want to go in there and do that at this point in time? You know, because you got that much support. I'm sure you can fight a couple times in Canada and get it out the way and this and that. But I don't think people are going to, based on if something crazy happened in the ring, I don't really think people are going to like really bring that up. You know, that's just being real. But that's it. I think he gonna get that Philly special, man. It's a little late night kick it. like a little late night chill, you know what I'm saying, session, just kicking it. I saw that press conference and it was a couple things that was on my mind about the sport, but I think a lot of boxers are getting ready to get
it was low.
I think it's gonna be a lot of people that a lot of people going to get exposed. Because those barriers don't look like barriers anymore, man. And it's looking like people energy starting to change now. It look like it ain't too many barriers around, man. I'm just saying, man. Am I going crazy? Is something wrong with me? You heard what Boots told him after the promoter said he the real Rocky, right? Boots coming to fight. The only thing he's going to worry about is getting the win. I think Boots is looking to put on a statement, man. He said he got some of his young boys out there. It's it's gonna be a showcase fight for him. He is legitimizing the championship. He is legitimizing the belt by fighting somebody like Cody Crowley. If you listen to some of the big channels, if you listen to some of those bigger channels, they be like, oh man, yeah, Cody Crowley, yeah. I'm like, all right, but if you were to ask them to bet how much you got on Cody, when you ask them how much you got. I would love to see how many takers you get. I would love to see how many takers you get. But they'll pump it. But again, I salute them. I salute them for getting in there. I think this is a little bit different than the Liam Paro and Jabril Matias fight. Liam Paro's thing is injury. He's been having a little injury. He's been getting a little injury bug. But everybody who talks about him talks about the skill set and this and that. The times that I seen Cody Crowley fight, I just seen maybe it's my uneducated eye. Maybe it's my uneducated eye. But I just it's awkward. A lot of a high volume, just getting where I can fit in type style. I didn't really see much. I seen high activity, high work rate, like a tough, I'm not even gonna say like a Mexican style, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna stand there, I'm gonna go at you, but I'm gonna move and just high output and just touch you where I can. And I can take a punch. I mean, that's what I see when I see Cody Crowley. My uneducated eye, that's what I see. So I'm thinking Boots is going to try to make a statement, man. And then you got Pops riled up and like Bozy, I haven't really seen him like that. You got him riled up. So maybe mental warfare, maybe, but no, I don't know if that's the right way to promote, man. Not over there, not going into Philly, man. I could imagine how that environment is going to be. Like once Boots hit, if this is going to be a thing to come, where Boots is going to be bringing people over there, and they're going to have to come see him. Like once, because he's the champ. And if Eddie going to showcase him the way he need and get him, because it's looking like he's going to launch him. Because remember, Eddie was the one that actually launched Devin. Eddie pretty much launched him. I'm not talking about the one who trained him and did his background, but the one who made it to where Devin started developing that coat-like following. Eddie Hearn did that. If he sprinkles some of that on Boots with the talent and the skill, and the fact that he's already a champion, he's already one of the most avoided fighters. If he sprinkle a little bit of that, what he sprinkled on Devin on Boots, and he blow up, if it comes down to the point to where people don't have to go over there to that Wells Fargo Center to see Boots and fight him in there, man, it's gonna be a reign of terror. It's gonna be a reign of terror, especially if you do it the right way. Especially if you do it the right way. And Eddie, man, he can do that. I don't know I don't really know ultimately what it is. I know that Cody Crowley is the gentleman that decided to say yes. So I salute him for saying yes, just like I salute Liam Paro for saying yes to Subriel Matias. Because these are the times when people won't acknowledge that these guys, the Cody Crowleys and the Liam Paros, these guys are the guys that say, hey, man, I'll fight him. When nobody really is saying, yeah, I'll fight him. Everybody's saying, oh, man, he's number 4 in the division. He's this, he's that. But nobody are raising their hand to fight him. And he got a belt. Both of these guys got a belt. And they'll say, oh, it's the IBF, it's the rehydration. It's like, no, it might be that ass whooping that's on the other side of that. It might be that ass whooping. Yeah, I figured that's what he said, Johnny. I think he mumbled that. Crowley is pleasing to watch. He's always busy inside the ring. But yeah, busy, man. Uncalculated busyness. Ooh-wee. Sound like Bozy and Booz have to beg for fights. That's not right, body work. They need to put some money together for these guys. I don't know what kind of care package Eddie got. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing, I'm thinking, man, because, Cruz was over there. Cruz is over there and Bozy and all that. They looking at it like family and this and this and that. They looking at it like that. I'm sure they're going to be taken care of. I think they want to get, I think they just now trying to hit that launch pad with Boot. And it ain't going to look like we got to, I don't know. It probably should have been more people there. It probably should have been more people there. Probably. I don't get distracted by that. That kind of stuff don't really mean anything to me. No one's going to pay $1 million for a fighter that never made more than $200K. Ill Will 85. Yikes. Paro had to think twice about Matias. Yeah. They most likely offered Paro more money. But is it enough? I don't know, man. But it's funny that we joking around about it. You know what I'm saying? We joking around about how that's funny, but it's a lot of truth in the joke a lot of times, right? It's a lot of truth in the joke, right? But it's crazy how we'll joke around like that, and it's a lot of truth in that joke. But then people say, oh, man, he's overrated. And he's okay. How much money do you need for a guy that's overrated? Who you can box circles around and who don't have no feet and don't have no head movement and, all these things. Like, it don't be matching up. That's how you know that, man, these guys be getting ducked. Ironically, Eddie done snatched them both. You gotta think, man. Eddie is a bad man, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know he got Andy Cruz, Subriel Matias, Boots, Ammo Williams, Raymond Ford, Richardson Hitchens. Do y'all know what Eddie is doing? Like, Eddie got, you know what I'm saying? Now, how he maneuver them, if they can get them big, them big ones, we shall see. We shall see. But I said I wasn't going to keep my lives that long, man, anymore, man, because, you know what I talk about, y'all. Y'all know what I talk about. It is, I do that body work. But I wanted to come on and just chop it up with my people, man. See if anybody had anything on their mind. If anybody got anything on their mind. Anybody need to holler at me? Anybody need to talk to me? I want y'all to watch out now. Listen. Start listening to these conversations around how, you know, this promotional company, that promotional company. Start listening. Start being more attentive to how people are describing the promotional company aspect with these fights now. And I want y'all to remember the example that everybody was pushing that Ryan can fight Errol Spence. Nobody ever said anything about no promotional boundary or no nothing. Last time I checked, Ryan was what? Who was he with? Golden Boy? Spence is with who? Is he with Golden Boy? Okay then. Nobody brought that up in that fight. Nobody brought up the fact that Ryan will be going from weighing in at 143, going up to fight somebody at 154 to 160. Nobody's gonna say that. Nobody's gonna say that. But I was reminded the other day of a very great example when I was over there on Pop channel. Somebody reminded me of Mikey Garcia and how Mikey saw something. Man, he might have seen something because he's been in the camp. He got Derrick James in the corner to be in his ear and all that. But Mikey thought he saw something. We see how that turned out. Now, I'm not sure where Earl is at and I don't know. I seen some footage the other day. Hey. Hopefully, Pearl's career doesn't start after fighting Matias. Hopefully, he is who he say he is, man. If he is who he say he is, and he show up and show out like he always do, it's gonna be a tough, good fight, and the best man gonna win. What's the official word on Ryan Garcia fiasco bodywork? I can't seem to follow all of it. What you got, man? Right now they're waiting on that other they're waiting on that the supplements and all that. They gotta do that last test, and then they're gonna render a judgment. I just want that to be put to bed. That's why I talked about it, but I haven't. But I'm like, it's crazy how people haven't even put that to bed. They'll say he's a cheater and definitely need to get his win back and he need to be out of the sport, but in the same breath say they want to see him fight Errol Spence. So I'm like, which one is it? Because they're saying that everybody's saying that, hoping, believing that they're going to find out, they're going to say that Ryan had cheated and did this and that. They're hoping and praying that happens. That's what everybody is doing right now. If I'm gonna be real with you, we just haven't got the book in on that. You know what I'm saying? But I need that so I can get closure on Ryan and what he gonna do and how valid he is, and closure on Devin and what he gonna do, because he acting like he don't want his get back. He don't want his lick back. So we just gotta wait. Long story short, Johnny. Aaron Jones. Salute to Aaron Jones. Yo. What's happening? I heard he was cleared, but then getting suspended. What's going on? I'll wait. I'm gonna wait because I know they can't even say anything until after. They can't even say anything until after what? A couple more days. Like what? I think it was the 19th, and then I think it's after the 19th or something. I'll try not to get. I told y'all what it was, man. Y'all know I told y'all what that was. And I'm calling it the gift that keeps on giving, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving, man. So I'm, nothing much, man. Hope all is well. Yeah, man, all is well. All is well. I was talking about this Philly special. I was talking about this Philly special, Aaron Jones. I think this man getting ready to get this guy right here getting ready to get a Philly special, man. You know, I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna follow the build up. It's not all of it until July, so we got plenty of times. People gonna be saying stuff back and forth, and it's a whole bunch of, you know, reactions and all these things is getting ready to come out about, you know, the interviews and everything and how it's processed. And some people are gonna take on more roles online and on the internet. And again, I'm to my hardcores. I'm gonna say, hey, you can get caught up in all of that and get sidebarred or distracted, but at the end of the day, don't lose focus to what tends to happen on behalf of these two guys when they get in the ring. And Cody, he's a warrior. He's a warrior, even for taking a fight. But hope all is well with you too, Aaron Jones, man. Good to see you still, you know what I'm saying, out and about doing your thing. Crowley getting that Philly special with extra cheese. Yeah, I think, yeah. The bag had to be right. The bag had to be right, man. The bag had to be right. I know that bag had to be right. You know. Yep, but that's it for tonight, man. I'll probably be doing shorter lives and addressing multiple things and the key things. Oh, before I go, Loma and Kambosos. I think Lomachenko might stop Kambosos. And everybody who know me know that I did gain some respect for Lomachenko, you know, from that performance he did with Devin Haney. I gained some respect for him. Then I always wanted him to rematch Gary Russell, Mr. Gary Russell. I always wanted him to give him that rematch. He never got it. That's why I really didn't cry for Loma when Devin didn't give him the rematch, because, you know, I'll be thinking about karma. You know, so I really think that Lomachenko might stop Kambosos. This is his last bite at the apple. I think he learned a lot from that Devin Haney fight. The dimensions and everything that Kambosos have, I don't really think, you know what I'm saying, like, for what Devin was able to do and how he was able to use, you know, go to the body and what he did early in the fight, I don't really think Kambosos is going to be able to do that. He got psychologically played with. Like, if you look at what Devin was doing, it was Kambosos. It was his physical attributes that allowed Devin Haney to get over on him. But if you think about it, he didn't really show any adjustments because he went 24 rounds with Devin. And Devin pretty much beat him handedly. Wasn't close fights at all. So I'm not sure if his IQ is all the way there. I know that he can get feisty. He's one of them ones that rise to the level of his competition. But the way I see Kambosos, I don't think that his IQ is all of that. I don't think that he can make that many adjustments. And I also believe that the fact that Lomachenko is a southpaw, when you look and see what Maxie Hughes did to that man, if Maxie Hughes boxed circles on him like that as from the southpaw stance, I mean, he just got that taste of him, but Lomachenko and Maxie Hughes, I mean, I think it's levels between those two guys. Wouldn't you say? I think that you know, the news came out that that guy that he shitted on for all of that money, which that's karma too. Or he won that, you know, and then that's that 350. So I'm thinking, man, Kambosos is out here ready to risk it all. He ready to do something strange for a little piece of change. And I think Lomachenko know that he's standing in his way. And this will be his last bite at the apple. Now, Lomachenko would have to have a fabulous finish to get undisputed right now. With Tank having a WBA and Shakur having a WBC And you know, either the winner of him, if he get that, that'll be what, the IBF, and then Navarrete and Baranchek for the WBO. I mean, the easy work, and then you guys are paid waiting in the wings because he could be the mandatory to Tank, or he can get the winner of Lomachenko and Kambosos. That's Williams Zepeda. He would have to have a fabulous finish to pull that off. And Tank said he got a list. We getting ready to see who really want to fight, man. We getting ready to see all this promotional, all this promotional gang banging. That's gonna die down because the excuses to pick one side over the other or this and that. Just, it's not gonna matter. They all gonna have to get inside the middle of that ring and swing. So we're gonna see. But that's my thoughts on that, man. I don't really see Kambosos being able to adjust. Hey, Lomachenko, IQ wise, is like he's levels above Devin, and I think Lomachenko gonna get in there and start touching him like a pin cushion, and I think he's gonna mentally stress Kambosos out and make a statement. At least that's what I want him to do, and that's what I believe in my fair, honest, untrained eye assessment. That's what I believe is going to happen. Lomachenko could be too slippery for Kambosos. Loma with the win. Loma needs to go for the KO. He got to finish Kambosos. Judging in Australia won't be trusted. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing. Facts, body work, Aaron Jones. Yeah, that's how I see it, man. Johnny Allison. Flame emoji, flame emoji, flame emoji. That's right. I guess I'm saying something right. Matias posted a training video today. He's looking strong. Yeah, I gotta catch up and see what I want to do on him, man. It's just I started to be choosy where I get what I get about Subriel Matias, man, because if you've been watching, man, people like to wait until I do something about that, man. And I'm just doing it from the sources and the resources I get, and then spin it a couple of days later, or the day later, or hours later. It's getting ridiculous, man. I said, so I want some more meat and potatoes to come out about Paro and Subriel. Could easily do a short on him working out or something, but I want to do something with substance on Subriel, man. Cause I'm really looking at this. I'm not looking past Liam Paro for him, and things happen in boxing. So I want something of substance before I do another one on Subriel. I'm just waiting. And I'm doing my homework. I'm researching. I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Jones, salute, bro. Yep. Pearl needs to do more interviews. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm not going to keep y'all tonight. I ain't know if somebody wanted me to put the link out there. Right now, boxing is being controlled by the Haney Garcia drama. You right, and that's why it's just, for me, it ain't fun right now for me. It is not fun. It's like all this boxing in the world, all these fighters are fighting, all this stuff. All this stuff is going on, and everybody want to talk about this. Like this is it. This is how you know how original people are. Like this is it. This is all they want to talk about. In politics, as to what, like, people are making absolutes, and I'm gonna end on this. People are making absolutes, like, oh no, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. He cheated in this. I was like, but you didn't do that with Canelo, and you didn't do that with Alicia. You didn't do that with Michelle Rivera. So you didn't do that with Valdez. Like your people don't keep the same energy. I was like, so for me, it's exhausted. It's just like, oh, okay, that's the side you playing today. Okay, that's the role you playing today. That's the mask you're going to wear today. So it's suspicious, but Haney's bringing so much attention to it, and being victim, Devin should have stayed quiet until the suspension hit Ryan. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. And again, that's why I say, man, you got to have some solid, secure people around you that'll say, look, man, go in dark mode, get off of social media. You get a team of people that screen that stuff and then only get back to you what you need to know, but you do not need to be sitting around on your phone looking at what everybody's saying on social media. Facts, they really reaching with this PED stuff. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, man, it's you know, I hate to sound insensitive. I hate to sound insensitive about the PEDs, but it's almost like fans made it that way. Some of the loudest voices right now in defending Devin have made it this way because they were the loudest voices. They were the loudest voices making excuses for other people before. Remember, I told y'all one of the biggest platforms out there gave Michelle Rivera a platform after he popped hot. And on that platform and in that interview, he was able to call Tank a bitch and all this other stuff in that. That's why I say, like, well, I mean, so how do you really feel about people who use PEDs? Or just because you want to protect your baby boy? Because when he was running around like a badass little nephew, running around terrorizing, you know them badass little nephews who they went up on the counter this minute, they all in the plants over there, getting soil in the plants over there. They, you know, found them back with the Vaseline in the back room, and you like, all right now, sit your little ass down now. I'm gonna tell your ass up. Go sit down, have a seat. And then it's, oh, you better not touch him. Oh, you better not. It's like, so he was running around terrorizing, calling all kind of people derogatory things and shaming them and doing all this stuff. And he came into the ring talking about homicide. We talked about that. Now they backpedaling saying, man, he could have killed my son. And I'm like, man, dude, y'all flip now in the street life is all that. Now he's street and he 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? I heard he 50 Cent, man. I'm about to start calling him 50 Cent Bill. $50 bill. That's his new name. Matter of fact, that's his new name. $50 bill, because he think he 50 Cent. Talking about how he got shot. I was like, dang, all this time, I didn't even know you got shot, bro. Why are we just now finding this information out after the Barclay calibration? It's not a good look. It makes it look like he can't take a loss. Like, man, yeah, like, and then, you know, and then Aaron, man, you see how they flipping it back over the Tank, man? Y'all see how they done flipped it and they're using this lady. I just literally, man, they using this lady. You see how they doing Tank now? See how it done flipped back to Tank and they done found something, Aaron? You see that? The biggest black hole in Haney's career will always be Ryan Garcia. He has to run it back and avenge his L. I'm telling you, man, it's like them people, man. It's like them people who always run around barking. Always saying something, always doing this, always saying that, always is just like, it's that stuff, like, you know how people be acting when they be like, oh, no, don't hold me back. It's like, man, when you really want to punch somebody or hit somebody, can't nobody hold you back. You just gonna do it. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes people be hold you back and they be like, well, shoot, all right, then go ahead. And they let you go. And then they let, you know, and when you go out there and get your ass whooped and then they jump in and they stop and they be like, oh, no, you can't do my little cousin like that. And they separate that shit. And they be like, all right, man, shit, were you ready? You about to go again? It's like, nah, I don't even want to fight him. He shouldn't have bit me, man. That's not right. It don't sound right, man. It don't sound right, man. Like, y'all, man, there's some people, man, damn near every day or damn near every time we play football, like somebody was fighting, and you know, every day, friends, no friends, like, you know, people playing for like every day. We gonna run that back. But he's a special. Remember, he said he's a special kind of fighter, man. I'm not gonna make this about Devin, though. I'm not gonna make it about Devin. Let me see. And I can put the link out if y'all want to be here. I ain't know how long. You know, I don't even want to make the live so long, especially for the people who watch the playback, who be keeping up with what I got going on, or keeping up with the pulse. All right, let me get back to this. The biggest black hole in Haney's career will always be Ryan Garcia. He has to run it back in Avengers L. Haney fans don't want to run it back. We would have been forgot about Devin losing by now, shaking my head, but they not solid. Exactly. Like, get out of there. I said like a film. Like, you got to go back in the dark room and let that thing develop until that picture get a little bit clearer. But that, you know, you could tell that money, man, that money, boy, man. Some people might have had money, but then when they get a certain kind of money and then that attention, and I told y'all what the new drug was. Y'all thought it was fent. It ain't that fent. Relevancy is the new drug, I told y'all. We would have been forgot about. Yeah, I read that. Devin Haney got Alicia Baumgart in his camp. Enough said. I'm like, man, like, is it not? It's not an awkward subject, like the fact that Bill, and then all this stuff about Conti, and then so many Conti defenders, and then there was so many people that's accusing them of it, but then Devin and them work with them. I'm like, yeah. That's why I said it's the gift that keeps giving. I tell y'all, man, it's the gift that keeps giving, man. It's a black eye. This was a whole black eye on the sport. You said you was gonna pack this man up and get him the fuck out of boxing. And the lie detector said that was false, man. You know, I be saying, man, people don't like when I say this. I said, man, if a C-level fighter with Osterine could do that to the young Lord Devin Haney, I think more C-level fighters are gonna be taking Osterine, man. Oh man, I think more C-level fighters are gonna be taking Osterine, man. That's how I see. I said, damn, if a C-level fighter. Cause I'm thinking about taking that shit. Like, if I'm a C-level fighter, I cannot make weight, I can drink, I can smoke, and a billiogram of Osterine will allow me to beat up a number 7 pound for pound champ. Shit, I might take some of that Osterine. I ain't gonna even lie at first, because people kept saying, Mike, have an open mind about this PD. I'm like, shit, if a C-level fighter can take some Osterine and do something like that, man, I might have to get me some. And I say that in joke, but that's how they act, man. They act like it was just like, I understand cheating is cheating. I do. But you have them kind of people around you who got you thinking, oh man, he just cheated you. It's like, man, it was more than, okay, let's just say Let's just go along with what they want us to say. He cheated. And now, how you gonna get around that left hook going forward? Like, where's your plan B? All right, what's your plan C? Because when you look at it, man, he won 5 rounds. If he would have avoided the knockdowns and won 2 more rounds, which is Keith Thurman's thing, win 7 rounds, don't get knocked down. Like, but he was 2 rounds away. Well, you know, minus the knockdowns. But let's just say let's just shave the knockdowns, because a couple knockdowns already got shaved off by Harvey Doc. But let's just shave the knockdowns. Let's just shave off 2 of the knockdowns. Let's just say 2 of the knockdowns, Osterine did it. We can't even fight no B-level fighters. You can't fight Sandor Martin, because Sandor Martin ain't a C-level fighter. The boxing drama over the top. Charlie Devin's interview on ESPN was another L, along with the argument with Floyd and Bill Haney just making themselves the gift that keeps on giving, Koki. Bill is terrible. Why lie about your lifestyle now and you got a little attention? It's like now you a $50 bill, now you 50 cents. Oh. And I said I was hating back then. Now it's popular. Everybody and their mom, man, you can rant and rave about the Haneys, and everybody gonna be like, oh, you preaching, you teaching, oh man, you nothing but the truth. You the only one that be. I'm like, man, y'all late, man. I'm off of that. I'm off of it, man. It's like, but every time I try to come out, they pull me right back in. Yeah, man, I see it's phony as fuck. LOL. Boxing today is a reality show. Facts. Garcia Haney fight was pivotal because a lot of podcasters invested a lot into the Haneys. I know, but it's like you take your lumps. If you brilliant, okay. I had to take my lumps when Errol lost. Okay, I got back in the saddle and did what I do, but since I'm not boxing monogamous, I was able to survive because, you know, I don't do that. You get assortment, you get a variety, but I'm gonna keep it all of the ones that I care and like, you know what I'm saying, the ones that I really think is about something and all that. I give you the real deal on them. A lot of them had to eat crow. They ain't even eat it yet. They still making excuses. They are really sitting up there telling that man that the biliogram or Osterine is what did it. That's why he got that ass whooping. Like, I'm like, okay, man. That's why I was like, I'm not looking to click up and be nobody's friend and do all. I ain't looking to do all that, man. You need people around you that's going to be real. You know what I'm saying? That's going to tell you, hey, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Nah, give me them keys. Like, no. He fucks you up. It wasn't just, everybody keeps saying it was a left hook. It wasn't just the left hook. Every time they tell him that, every time they tell him it was just the left hook, every time they tell him it was just the left hook, I'm like, if it was just the left hook, what the fuck was going on over here? If it was just the left, see, somebody real with you, and that's not even, that's a real one. That'll tell you, like, man, come on, man, it wasn't just the left hook, Devin. Like, stop it, man. The minute you see, you just gotta, for one, it's honor and sharing a ring with somebody, and if you feel as though they cheated, then okay, cool. Like, Frank Martin had a right Frank Martin had a right to bear it. Frank Martin could be going on to Michelle Rivera all the time, every time, but he whooped that ass. So he didn't have to do it. But he could. But as long as they keep telling this man it was just a left hook, they don't love you. They don't even care about you. They care about what you can bring to their platform and how much money they can make off you. That's why I say I might care about Devin more than his fans. It's ridiculous, man. Oh, they been admitted that, Coquille. They been admitted that, Coquille. They said it. They have been said. That's why I said, man, I can't. That's why when everybody was promoting them, I said, how can you act like that when it'll be now listen, this is the key, y'all. Listen to this logic. Remember I was telling y'all about the pictures are worth 1,000 words. We just went over it, but for the people who may have missed it. Remember I was telling y'all that this will be punching down? Now we don't know what Errol, we don't know what kind of Errol we're going to get coming back. We just don't know. We're going to be truthful and say we just don't know. But remember I say this will be punching down? If that would be punching down, right? And Ryan Garcia just fought at 140, well, you can say 143. What would make you reason that he can just jump up? It's okay for him to jump up from 143 to meet Errol Spence, former Olympian. I don't care what happened with the bud, what happened with all of that, but he went and got 3 straps. Several of those people that Bud beat, he beat them before that. It's okay for Ryan Garcia to jump up from 143, since that's what he weighed, and everybody want to stick on the 3.2 pounds. It's okay for him to jump up from 143 to go fight Errol Spence at 154 or 160. But it's a cardinal sin to ask Devin Haney, who's still saying, well, if I had to squeeze down and suck down and make weight at 140, it'd be a cardinal sin to ask him to fight Boots at 47. Y'all see where I'm going? Naturally, why didn't we ever hear about, why are we not hearing about Devin need to bounce back and fight Errol? Battle or the ass whooping? Or is it just me? Why we ain't getting no pushes? Okay, Devin didn't cheat, he just got his ass whooped. Errol didn't cheat, he just got his ass whooped. Why is there no push for Devin in big fight? You can headline in AT&T Stadium. Matter of fact, since the verdict is still out on Ryan Garcia, let's set him to the side. Because it was argued at one point in time that Errol Spence had the best jab in boxing, or one of them. Big Charlo had one of the best jabs in boxing. Devin Haney got one of the best jabs in boxing. They saying the same thing about both of these guys. Oh, we don't know what they're going to be and all they damaged goods. They both got their ass whooped. Why is it no push for Devin Haney to go fight Errol Spence? Well, he don't got to worry about the weight. He don't got to suck down. Why? Oh, that's too far-fetched. No, why? Because everybody know that it's a skill deficit there and that Devin was not what they said he was. But that sounds hurtful to somebody that might lose tickets to the fight. Might not be able to sit down on his bunk bed anymore. Might not get to ride in his Ferrari anymore. Might not be able to get to tell somebody, oh man, I was on the phone with Devin earlier. That kind of shit hurt when you say that to them. But it you know, we say, so all of that pound for pound stuff, I'm like, man, I don't even know how he was on the pound for pound. I ain't get a chance to listen to your thought on Spence and Ryan. I missed the live. I'm gonna chop it up next time about it. LR out here tripping. Yeah, man. I don't like that fight with Errol and I don't like that fight with Errol and Ryan. I don't like it. I think it's a freak show, man. And I think it's hypocritical because I like, you gotta pick a side. Either Ryan ain't shit, he's a cheater, and need to be out of the sport and or suspended or whatever y'all think. Either that needs to happen, or you can acknowledge that he just whooped Devin ass, and y'all are over embellishing that victory, and y'all gonna make him jump up into a territory with a guy like Errol, which I said that if Errol is 70% of who he really is, would beat the shit out of Ryan Garcia. We just seen it with Jamel moving up to go fight Canelo. And I was one of the ones saying, shit, hey, Jamel, shit, he ain't got to cut weight. We know he gonna let his hands go. He didn't let his hands go. He ran around. He got, you know, it's just, you know, Errol get him in that twisted taco shell. Yeah, he gonna have to watch out for that left hook. But he's gonna be up out of his league, man. And he ain't even fought up there. But we'll just jump to that conclusion. We'll just jump over promotional boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So we shattered and obliterated that. We just jump over weight class. When now weight classes don't matter and all that, we could just jump up. You know what I'm saying? It just everything fall apart. The integrity of the sport just falls apart. It's a freak show, man. Errol needs to get back in there. Like I said, I really want Errol to fight Keith Thurman. I think they should leave Tim Tszyu and Fundor to be, because that's right. That's a good rematch. That's a quality rematch. I think it's enough adversity between both of them that people want to see that. They definitely should, depending on how the outcome of the second one go. That might be a trilogy. That might be a trilogy. Let them two dance. Errol need to fight Thurman or Lubin. That's more in line with what needs to happen at 54 in order for Errol to continue to do whatever he's going to do. And people say, oh, we'll take Ryan as a tune-up. Ryan is not a tune-up. Okay, so if you're going to say take Ryan as a tune-up, then you also are putting your name in that hat. So you're saying, okay, well, Ryan is a clean, you know, he's good, he's fine, he's good to go, and so he should be able to move on with his career. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. He can't be a cheater, need to be out of the sport, but then you want to put him in a ring with Errol and say, oh yeah, I'll buy it, I'll pay for it. That means you don't believe that bullshit you be talking about him cheating and all that. You just don't like the fact that he whooped Devin ass. He's not ready for Errol Spence. Unless Errol is really like done, like, you know what I'm saying? Unless Errol is really done. Unless Errol is like done. Like, unless Errol is just, if Errol can't even be 70% of what he is, then okay. But I'm not getting overboard about the win that Ryan did, because I talked about the assessment between him and Devin honestly the whole time. So what happened didn't surprise me. I had money on him stopping it. But thanks to Harvey Doc, I didn't get it. And so I'm a person that put my money where my mouth was. And I would have got it because remember the bet I showed y'all? The bet I had I can show it to you. And then Montes Stallones went ahead to win. So I would have actually won the bread. Angelina, salute. I have Matias by stoppage by the 7th. Paro will give his all. Ain't he been fighting older and smaller dudes? I've been saying it. Yep. Exactly. Which one is it? Is Ryan a cash cow crash dummy or a cheater? Shaking my head. Which one? You see what I'm saying? You see how I be confused, Aaron, when I be getting out here and I be hearing these dudes talking? I'm like, okay, I don't get where y'all going because it don't make sense. Like, what side are you on? Body work, kick facts. You see what I'm saying, Sam? I'm glad you see it, man. You see, Cokie, y'all see it. Like, no bullshit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, but those are conversations you can't even have those. People, no, you listen, you do what you're not going to do. You're not going to get on my channel and start trying to act like you got all that goddamn sense. Listen, dude, get out of here. I don't want you. Look, you fucking then or they wait till you get off and then talk all this shit about you as soon as you get off. Another channel like to do that. They'll let you spit all that shit and be like, oh, well. As soon as you get off, it's like, yeah, man, that dude, he was just a fucking, you won't get me. Not me. A for Sabril coming up in my mind. Sabril going to go through something in PR. I still see Matias winning. But I see him probably getting dropped. You think he going to get dropped? I think Sabril got to make another statement. Boots better put on a show and not let him run around. I think he is, though, Ern. I think he is. I think it's his time, man. I think it's his time. I think I think that do get at him. I think that do get at him when they bring up that Quran. But, Cody going to try some of that stuff. Cody going to pivot, and so this will be the first chance to where Cody actually got, he can punch a little bit. Cody Crowley can punch a little bit, but, we'll see if he can employ some of those things that Quran was doing as far as how he was pivoting and turning them. But we're going to see if he's going to be able to remain defensively responsible while he do it and also be able to hit. Because I think that's, man, that guy, Quran Chukajan, he just ain't have, I guess he didn't have no real power like that. Devin never got struck like that. I'm actually glad everybody got a 1 on their O now. Tommy Dakes, you want me? Okay, did I? All right. So if I show you this, you're never gonna come back, right? Or what you gonna do? When I show you this, when I pull this up, you're not gonna I don't know what. It's always got to be one, man, on a peaceful Friday evening, man. Always got to be one, huh? Cause I'm not one of these guys that'll just they play y'all, man, because they know y'all just come through and y'all say stuff like that, y'all just ride out, and they know they got a whole bunch of casuals that's gonna flock through and just come through the next day. So, they'll just do stuff like that. Me, I don't do that. Sorry, I gotta take time out. Sorry, I gotta take time out. What that say, genius? So what that say, genius? So on a $50 bet, so what that mean, genius? So what that mean, Tommy? So what that mean, Tommy? So if Harvey Doc would have actually let that go, if Harvey Doc would have actually let that go, and I put $50 on that. Okay, so what do that mean? So what are you talking about? What you mean I had Haney by UD? What you mean? What you mean I had Haney by UD? Y'all just be getting on here and I'm photoshopping, man. Like I guess people don't got nothing better to do at on a Friday night. Bodywork don't need to Photoshop. He comes with receipts. Like they don't know, man. They just used to doing this. I guess this will get some attention. But you know how we do, man, over here. Only reason why I really stayed on here was because my man Aaron Jones and Angelina and a couple of the other co-key was in here chiming in, and people were still chiming in, but I was supposed to been good off, but that was 500 and something big ones. And I still came through with this Stanyan and Arum Barbosa, and I'll say that Arum Barbosa, He actually lost that fight in my opinion, but I had him winning. I had Ryan stopping him, and then I had Imanta Stanionis to win. That would have been 500 something big one. That's how I do. A little $50 would have spread out like that. Boom. That's why I don't be pressed. Because I can show you over time multiple bets like that. Multiple ones like that. But I don't have nothing to prove, like my man Sam say, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate that, Sam. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, that's it, man. I don't want to turn it into that, but that's how it happens, man. And Aaron, I had my man Aaron Jones. That's one of my day one. Well, my day one on here. When I first started, man, before I had anybody, like, I was out here talking to myself and trying to build the channel and doing, you know what I'm saying? So he been around since the beginning. Like, he's seen the growth and the progression, and I've been putting stakes in the ground, and I haven't changed because he's still coming around. Most of the time when you change, people stop coming around, and you know what I'm saying, this and this and that. Most of the time when that happens, and I haven't. But if you check out the content, Tommy, and stop coming in trying to do like you do everywhere else, where you just jump in, just tossing insults and having Tourette's in the comment section, maybe you'll get to know what goes on here at Bodywork Boxing. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling you, bigging up the sport, putting real dogs on the map. You see what I'm saying? That's what I do. So check out the content, Tommy. And next time, maybe we can have a real decent conversation when you come back. But salute to the kidneys. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the 300. Y'all seen the growth? Y'all seen the growth from last month, April. April was a good month. April was a good month. Now I'm balancing. Now y'all see I got back to doing the videos. So I'm gonna be balancing the videos and the lives. So I probably won't be doing as much lives, but I'll be doing more videos on what needs to be spoken about. Y'all see what I've been doing. But I appreciate everybody who came through and kicked it with me. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.